East Midlands Councils is funded by the Department of Levelling Up, Housing and Communities to provide a welcome for those arriving on the Hong Kong British National Overseas Visa route. As part of our integration work, we are jointly commissioning a pilot project with West Midlands Strategic Migration Partnership and NHS Careers to help Hong Kong BNO into jobs in the Midlands. We are funding 20 nurses to sit a preparation course with Click to Learn. This will help them to pass the Occupational English Test that they need as the first part of their journey on the pathway to employment.
Now, we've always been ambitious and aware of the impact that technology can have on learning. After all, we use games and simulations to train fighter pilots, so why not apply those concepts elsewhere? So we spent a couple of years developing Journey to Basic Skills, one of the products that won an Elton's Award. And that's the message really that we've been delivering to SNPs in general over the years. And we've always had the objectives of taking people beyond their language learning into real employment. Now, the Cambridge OET currently has a pass rate of only 30%. The preparation landscape is pretty bleak at the moment. So from our point of view, from a business point of view, it was a very easy decision to make that our next big project. Now, this exam is a classic example of English which works as a barrier to employment or as an open door, in this case, to a lifelong rewarding career. And we're now working with Cambridge to link directly from our preparation course to book the exam with them. And that's something we'd like to take even further by allowing our successful candidates to link directly into jobs in the NHS in the UK. The nurses we work with from Hong Kong and East Midlands lead very busy lives. They're settling into a new country. They've moved from one side of the world to the other. They have part-time jobs. They have children. And we've built tools that allow them to send a message, for example, through the voice recorder to their tutor or to write a note at a time that chooses them. And we've managed to get our first nurse through the actual exam in only 7 weeks. Our first learner through the mock exam very successfully. And those who are on a slower track, we've got them through to the point where they have received a City and Guild certificate for their intermediate skills. The partnership with East Midlands Council and the NHS has been one of the most exciting aspects as an EdTech company for us. It's a brilliant model of what partnerships can achieve when there's a willingness to innovate and do things differently. So we can benefit not just the individuals but the communities, and we can help address the recruitment crisis that we're all very much aware of at the moment in the NHS. And if EdTech is to fulfil its potential, we need more partnerships between public and private sector. So the key for us is to offer our students a pathway to real employment, and that quite simply benefits everyone.
Hello, my name's Sharon Oak. I'm currently the nurse advisor for the workforce team at NHS England Midlands region. Prior to undertaking this role, I've been Director of Nursing in 2 acute trusts in the country, and I've also been really privileged in my nursing career to work internationally. And through that international connection, it's really given me an understanding of the challenges and opportunities faced by an ever-increasing international workforce working in the NHS. So we're facing a number of challenges today with our workforce. We are increasing the number of nurses that we are employing internationally. That comes with challenges in itself, because the first thing those individuals need to have is the required level of English that allows them to start on their journey with the NMC and to gain registration. What's really good about this programme is the support that we're giving internationally educated nurses to achieve the required level of English language, which at the same time, when they come to work with us in the NHS, will keep our patients safe, and the individuals will be able to communicate really clearly and confidently with not only the patients but with their colleagues.
So we're really excited about this project, Sharon, and working with the NHS, of course. But we need buy-in, don't we, from your colleagues? And I just wondered if you'd had those conversations and what that's looking like at the moment.
So we have had conversations. I've had conversations internally within NHS England, the region. I've also been talking to the integrated care board members. I've been talking to the workforce leads within organisations and talking about the opportunity that's presented with having the Hong Kong residents living in their community and wanting to come and work in the NHS, and the fantastic opportunity that you're giving them with their English language training to get them to an OET standard will make it much easier for them to enter onto their journey and pursue their career goal of working in the NHS.
Well, that's really good. And of course, we know that this is just the first part of that pathway to employment. And we're funding the OET test, and I know that there's another option for them. But what does the rest of that pathway look like, and how can the NHS help with supporting that?
So what we want to do is we have very, very strong international recruitment pathways in place already for internationally educated nurses, midwives, allied health professionals. And what we want to do is to make sure that that the individuals will apply for a job within the NHS, and we will support them if they're nurses and midwives on their OSCE pathway to gain registration with the NMC, and then seek further employment as a substantive registrant, which then opens the doors for them, and they can build on the experiences that they brought with them to really regain and develop their career. The world is their oyster.
So like I said, it's really exciting, isn't it? And, we can't help but think about the potential. What are you thinking? Because, we're developing a new partnership here. We've, not worked with the NHS this closely before on a specific project. What do you see as the potential?
As I said, I think the world is our oyster, really. The work that we've done over the past few months, we've done at pace, and picking up the opportunity for the nurses to do their English language and gain employment is phenomenal. And that, there's not a lot of places that do put that opportunity out there for them. Individuals will be applying to join the NHS without having the OET, but the work that you're doing puts them in that positive place to start with.
This exciting pilot is just one of the projects that we're working on to welcome Hong Kong BNO into the Midlands. And if you'd like more information, please take a look at our virtual hub.